Welcome everyone to the Super Saturday meeting, August 9th, 2025. This month we have James Taylor talking to us about Apple Watch Ultra 2. Theiler?
It's Theiler. It's a weird German last name.
No, very good. Okay, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for watching my presentation here. And for the ones that are here, I'm going to pass. I have my Ultra 2 watch here with me, so I'm going to just pass it around. I want it back, please. I just want you to see, just how heavy it is, and please feel free to
Ultra Watch 2.
Okay, there you go. And anyway, just
Does it only do that when it's on you?
Yeah, you got to put your finger on it on the back to make sure it feels like there's something on it. As soon as you do that, it'll release it.
All right, give that a try. All right, well, thanks for being here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Ultra 2 watch. And just raise your hand. Who has the Apple Watch here? 1, 2, okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start the presentation here. So anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about the overview of the Apple Watch product line, the evolution, the introduction to the Ultra series, and what makes the Ultra 2 different, and why you should pay almost $1,000 for this watch. So anyway, we'll keep going here. All right, so there's a couple different models here of the Ultra 2, titanium, and then there's the black model. This is the Ultra 2. And so I'm going to tell you all this to tell you that in September, all this is going to change, because there will be an Ultra 3 coming out, and maybe that's an idea for a future presentation down the road here.
What are you doing?
All right, so the Ultra 2 watch came out in September of 2023. It's the second generation rugged watch used for outdoor activities and adventures, things like that. It's very durable. It has advanced sensors on it and extended battery life, which is probably the most important thing. All right, so the design of the watch comes with aerospace grade titanium case. It's got a flat sapphire front crystal. 49 millimeters is the size of it for better visibility. And believe me, especially when you get older, things get smaller. But also too, it makes it easier to see with or without your readers. So, and the Retina display, 3000 nits, which is the brightness of the watch. So it's probably one of the best ones, and probably one of the brightest ones to date. All right, so to kind of geek out on the sort of the more of the details here, the design and display, like we said, titanium case here, 49 millimeters. And when you buy any watch, it's important to remember the size of the watch, because if you get accessories for it, they're going to know which ones you need to buy for what size. There's the processor and the storage here. And I'm going to just kind of go over this here just a little bit, but the sensor connectivity for the heart rate sensors, yes, it can detect your heartbeat. In fact, my mother-in-law was having some medical issues, and it detected her irregular heartbeat and was able to notify the doctor. So that was helpful. Up to 36 hours for the battery life.
Can it do a full ECG?
Not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Okay.
But it's powered by the S9, the system in package processor. It has 4-core neural engine for fast on-device processing, 2 times brighter. I think we've already mentioned that. and the seamless Siri on a device request. So here is really the comparison between the Ultra Watch and Ultra 2. So definitely, the storage is twice what it was on the Ultra 1. The display definitely is brighter, going to a faster chip. And this is the 3rd generation here, but also to a more of an upgraded watch iOS. So why should you spend $1,000 for this watch? As opposed to the other watches that Apple carries are definitely they're different. There's a Series 10, which is more, I would call it more value orientated, and probably within the reach of more folks. Passing around my watch, I'm sure you quickly learned just how heavy this watch is. It's bulkier too. As you can see, the band that I have, this is not an Apple band. This is one that I ordered off Amazon. It's a knockoff because it was cheaper. But also too, you can see the little dings and stuff where I'm always hitting something with my watch. It seems like that. So anyway, we'll talk more about that in just a sec. Fall detection. How many people have fallen? Me included. I've fallen on the stairs and busted my ass. Okay, but
my wheelie.
Believe me, it's very helpful, and I have some personal experience that I'll share here with you about accident detection too. In December, we were involved in a car accident. So anyway, it does, the way that it's set up is that it'll notify EMS first. So you've got to hit that button on it that pops up that you need an EMS, and then it'll start with your contact list. So you can set up in your contact list people that you want to notify. It will start with EMS first and then go to your personal contacts. So make sure it's a good friend, somebody who's going to call and to see if you're okay. All right. The highlights for the Ultra 2 that make it really stand out are the rugged design, the brightness, extended battery life, the chip, better, watch iOS 10, and more storage features for the apps, music, and maps there. Because this does have a compass on it, so if you do find yourself lost, or for me, I use it all the time because I'm directionally challenged. Because in New Mexico, we always have the Sandia Mountains. So that way is always east. But in here, you have to find different references of buildings that are closer to you. All right, so the double tap gesture, like answering calls or to decline calls, will go to your voicemail. There's definitely a lot of faces that you can add. You do that from your iPhone. You can switch it over here. And for people that have problems sleeping, it can track your sleeping problems. For me, it's not a problem. So, within probably about 10 minutes of laying down, I can go to sleep. So, but also too, it can check your blood oxygen level here. All right, so we'll skip that one here. All right, health and fitness, and I think Richard, I think your wife did something with the Apple Watch too in the fitness. I think that was a number of months ago here. But really, it's a way of monitoring, your workout. Well, I work for the Army Air Force Exchange Service, and we get a good workout walking around in the building. So it'll definitely let you know about, you've walked 9,000 steps for the day, and it's like, oh, that's why my feet are, but anyway, if you do, if you try to stay active, to keep your health up, walking around the neighborhood and things like that, I would definitely recommend an Apple Watch, especially the Ultra 2 here, that if you do fall, you can get some help, because you can't always rely on your neighbor to be looking out their window when you've already hit the ground. So There are definitely things that you can use it for the heart rate monitoring. Like I said, my mother-in-law detected a heart issue here and notified her cardiologist. And so they brought her in right away and was able to resolve the heart issue. So it's definitely a way to save your life with these devices, and they're getting smarter and more features all the time.
Did your previous chart say they disabled the blood oxygen?
Well, yes, what happened was that there was a lawsuit involved, and where Apple, I think unintentionally, copied a patent idea from another company, and so there was an injunction, and so they had to stop it for the legal reasons. But then a couple months later, apparently it got resolved somehow. I don't know how. Probably somebody wrote a big check and got it going here. But anyway, 86 decibel siren for emergencies. Backtrack and compass waypoints with the with the compass, and also too if you do any type of diving.
I do, and that's why I bought it.
Yep.
And I dove with it.
Yep.
And it just by itself, it does your depth and how long, how deep you've gone and that, how long you've been under.
Yeah.
But you can also go to the app store and download a piece of software that makes it a dive computer.
Yeah, because when you're diving, that's important to know how far you've gone down, because that determines really, I think, your rate of ascension
Right,
from the
you can
bottom.
only come up, so you gotta stop and tell you when, because you get the bends if you don't, you come
Yeah.
up too fast. So there's a
Yeah,
lot of things, but it's great for that.
Yeah.
It really is.
So the connectivity and integration here, there's cellular and GPS. The one that I have has both. I would definitely recommend that because I don't always have my cell phone with me, especially like when I'm mowing the grass or outside. I can just talk to whoever I need to from my watch, and it kind of makes me think as a kid that TV show Get Smart. When Don Adams would answer, he'd pick up his shoe and be talking to somebody, and how we always got a big kick out of that. So I always think about that. But anyway, so seamless connection with the Apple ecosystem here, and the durability is, I think, without question here. It's great for extreme environments, freezing temperatures, water sports. Like Lawrence can probably testify here, but also too for just doing everyday things for divers, hikers, and endurance athletes. Well, what do they say about? These are quotes that I got from, basically it wasn't Reddit here, of people that can attest to the qualities, like the first one here is that somebody's heart rate was extremely low, and they were able to determine that at the cardiologist, and the watch was able to, save a man's life. There's a heart attack is the second one here, like the third one here is just about, there was the doctor had asked, do you have an Apple Watch, and to notify you of when there are things that are going on. So I just wanted to show you just sort of an unbiased view of what other folks have said, and how it has brought attention to this watch, but also to Apple as well.
So insurance paid for the watch.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on here just a bit here. Environmental impact that it's made with recycled titanium and cobalt. So carbon neutral configurations are available, and eco-friendly packaging. All right, so we had already talked about the brightness. It's really handy especially when you're diving and you need additional brightness, and also to improved Siri responsiveness here. So December 1st. This was in Dalton, Texas. This was the collision. That was my Honda that got totaled.
Oh,
And it was definitely my fault. I rear-ended somebody, but you can see the police cruiser right behind us, and I was wearing my watch, so it notified. I got that notification, which I showed you. Were you involved in a crash? And I hit yes, and within probably 5 minutes or so, there was a DPS person there, and it broadcast our exact GPS location to him, and but also too, he was able to, do you need any help? For me, my thumb got burned from the airbag being deployed, because it's all that powder and it's very flammable. For my wife, wasn't so lucky. She broke her leg, and so that required some surgeries and stuff like that. And so she had to be rolled up by EMS. And it's really just as an FYI, when you have an accident like that, it's like you've got to figure out, okay, we had 3 dogs with us. We had a car full of stuff. We were coming back from Concan in South Texas. And then, the tow driver was really nice to, you can see him loading up the car, and he dropped us off at a Sefco, and we unloaded all the stuff out of the car. Plus I had to hang on to the 3 dogs. I was very lucky because my
you
brother,
had 3 dogs with you?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
That makes it a handful.
and they were okay. I can understand getting some injuries, but for them, I don't want them to be injured.
Well, of course, yeah.
But anyway, so we went up to the Sefco. We unloaded our belongings there. So I'm sitting on the corner of the Sefco with 3 dogs and all of our stuff, and there's some guy yelling, "Hey, look at that homeless person over there. Looks like he's got all his shit out on the side of the building."
Nice waffles there.
Like,
James.
"You jerk." And it's just like, I didn't say nothing, but it's just like, yeah, whatever. But anyway, so you got to figure out what to do with your things. So luckily, my brother-in-law lived in Austin, so he was able to come retrieve us and then go see my wife in the hospital. So those are some of the airbags being deployed there. That's my dog Elvis. He was really concerned about his dad because they belong to one person, and for him, I mean, he didn't even ask to see my resume or anything, but he bonded with me. So, good. So you can see the accidents are very, this watch can really help you out. All right, so when you get that, when you're involved with an accident and you hit, you push the button for your watch here, it will send out, contact information to emergency services here, and also to your contacts. So it's very helpful here. And so if you get a watch, definitely set up your contacts, because if you don't set up your contacts, it's not going to call anybody.
Right.
So do it.
For that reason alone is why it's worth. I bought my wife that watch, her
Yeah.
watch, for that reason alone.
Yeah, I was sitting in that Honda there. We were just waiting for the police, and then my sister called me, and she goes, "Were you guys just involved in an accident?" I just got a notification, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "We're okay," but it does work. It really does.
Good.
And here's one of the other things, and but my wife traveled where she worked, and I would call her, and she wouldn't answer her phone, and I could log on because she had her watch, and I could see exactly where she was, and I knew she was in a restaurant with loud, and I just boom, I've been there with loud music, but she was in Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
And so it was nice to be able to, now I'm not worried. I said the reason why she's not answering her phone is because she's in a restaurant that's got a lot of noise,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So, and women put stuff in their purse. Instead of us, we keep it in our pocket. So
Yeah.
So that's another reason to have a watch, an Apple Watch.
All right, so the crash detection here, it uses an accelerometer. It's in your watch to be able to trigger that. So it will definitely, notify emergency services for you. And And even if you fall too, not everybody has somebody, a spouse that's around to be able to help you, or your neighbor maybe doesn't check on you all the time.
Do you have to hit that button to say proceed with this emergency call?
Yes.
No.
So if you're
Well,
If you fall and you don't say anything within a certain amount of time,
It
it'll
gives,
automatically call
I
the
think it's like, I
ambulance.
think it's 30 seconds. If you
Yeah.
don't respond to it, it'll automatically, no, so it gives you a little bit of, okay, it's like, okay, well, for me, I tripped on the stairs, and yeah, it hurt really bad. It hurt. I didn't break anything. I was okay. I wasn't losing blood, but then I was able to disable it and turn it off.
And I was on a medicine ball, and evidently I didn't know what I was doing, and I fell backwards, and it triggered it.
Yeah.
And I was able just to say no.
And if you are involved with a crash, there is a procedure that you'll have to go through to stop broadcasting your GPS location, because like when we were moving from the crash scene to the CEFCO there, it was still broadcasting our GPS location.
Okay.
And so there is a procedure, then you can read about that, but to get it to stop. All right, so the pricing availability. So depending on which model, they start at $799. Typically stores, like Apple stores or online, you can get different bands. Like for mine, if you saw my watch here, I bought it off of Amazon. It's a knockoff, but it has like a bumper guard and all that. I would say that if you get with, like, they call it the hook and loop, I would not recommend those, because after a while you get stuff stuck in it and it will stop closing on you, and so, or it'll pop off, and if you're not paying attention, your watch is falling. All right, so this is probably why you're here. Apple deals of where you can get really probably better deals here. These are the three watches here were copied from the Apple the website here. And if you go to this website, it's the Apple website, but it's down at the bottom page. There's a certified refurbished one. So these are ones that they were returned, but they've been recertified by Apple. And they're just as good as the new ones here. And you can see, like, the first one here that was discounted at $120 on the second and the third ones too. So they have different price points there and different discounts, but that's really a good place to start looking, is for refurbished, if you don't want to pay the full price of Apple. The other part too is bands. So if you can look, if you see up here, I use the Amazon Apple Watch band pack as my search criteria for Google here. And there are definitely knockoffs that you can buy. I mean, like the first one for $13.84, you're buying, it's a pack of 15 bands. You know, and there are other ones that are from different companies. So Best Buy sells them, and there's other places there that you can, change out your bands. Maybe you want to color coordinate, or you want something different. For me, I get tired of my band and I'll change it out. That orange picture was one of my bands at the very beginning of the presentation. But if you look down below, when you get an Apple Watch, whether it's Ultra 2 or whatever, so 49 millimeter, 46, 45, 44, 42, 41, and so on. You need to know those sizes, because when you go to look for a band, you'll need to know what size that is. So if you want it to fit correctly, that's what you'll be looking at. Okay, so the conclusion here, the Apple Watch 2 is built for power, performance, and precision. It's really good for outdoor activities and tech enthusiasts here. And combining health and innovation and being environmentally responsible. It's not easier. It's not easy to say. But anyway, so you know that you're buying something that's going to be earth friendly, and it'll definitely probably help our planet. Some other places to buy here, and I found this kind of interesting here. Apple Watch, you can buy them at Costco. That they'll sell them at the MSRP, but then Costco will definitely knock off $100 to $200 off those items. And you can even, it's not only watches, but you can definitely find some of like MacBooks and things like that too. Because like for my MacBook, I got it 16 meg and 1 terabyte, but so that was like almost $3,000 right there. So,
Thank you.
But
Because when the new one comes out, I have to do a lot of digging because I'm not working, and that will help me out.
yeah, but also too, if you have something that you can trade in, will help you out a little bit too. So, yeah. Amazon is another good place to look, but definitely, look around and see where you can get the best deal from a variety of sources here before you make that decision. A free Apple Watch. Sometimes some health plans will they'll let you have they'll purchase an Apple Watch for you. So check with your doctor and your insurance company to see if they'll go ahead and provide you one for as part of your health wellness. All right, so I've told you all of that to tell you this. We're getting a new watch. It's the Ultra 3, and they're starting to leak more information about it. I don't really have anything really concrete, but they've enhanced the display on it. Definitely brightness capabilities will be improved here, and guess what? September this will launch. So I think that's really I have told you at least what I know from a user, and I try not to geek out too much on all the stats because after a while it really gets overwhelming here. But here's my contact information. Feel free to reach out, email me, or call me if you like. So I will go ahead and open up the floor now if you have any questions or comments or whatever you'd like to share with me. Thank you for listening today.
Yeah, great, thank
That was
you.
a very good presentation.
Thanks, James. Excellent.
And I'm sorry that you had to bring a sample of the accident to show us how well it worked.
Well,
That's
me
above
too.
and beyond the call.
It's like that damn car was paid off. It had 198,000 miles. It didn't have any problems with it. Then we had to go buy a new one. But anyway, those things happen. Life happens.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just very fortunate that people we hit, we messed up their bumper and they were okay, and we're getting okay, and so it definitely could have been much worse.
Yeah. And your wife's recovering pretty good?
Yes, yeah, because she's a nurse and that requires a lot to be, a lot of time on her feet. So
Absolutely.
She's doing actually transplant work. So if you need a heart, kidney, lungs, whatever, give me a call. We can help you get on the list. I think that needs help here.
As an aside, several years ago, I was in Istanbul and I fell down anyway, it's a long story, but I fell